loved watching our favorite Disney princesses as we grew up, but in their ball gowns and castles, it was a bit hard to relate to them. This is why some amazing artists have reimagined the girls as schoolgirls. Stay tuned to see the quirky detail one artist gave Cinderella. New around here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more. Now, on to 10 Disney princesses reimagined as schoolgirls. Merida. Disney princesses have taken a slight turn in recent years from the damsels in distress that we know and loved in the past, but now, to be a Disney princess, you have to have more than a royal last name. The girls that Disney is creating nowadays are strong, resilient, and brave. Some of them don't even have a Prince Charming to come and rescue them because they're able to rescue themselves. One of those princesses is Merida from Disney's Brave. In the film, Merida uses her natural courage and athletic ability to help her family and undo a curse. In the movie, Merida's wild mane was her staple. But would she still be recognizable without her signature gown and royal things? Well, DeviantArt artist Hello Imagineer thought so when she recreated Merida to look like an ordinary schoolgirl. According to her page, this seems to be one of the first times the artist discovered how to edit Disney's 3D characters. We think this one turned out great. The artist still kept Merida's signature crazy locks, but even her hair looks more real in this photo than it did in the cartoon. And look at her outfit. Aren't you just loving it? It's the perfect simple look that is also extremely cute. We could imagine seeing it on any girl at school. This artist did an amazing job. Anna. Frozen is one of the most popular Disney movies in recent years. The film is a 3D animated movie, which makes it a bit different than some of the original movies with Disney princesses. If you don't know Anna's story, then we will give you a little recap. Anna and her sister Elsa were princesses whose parents tragically passed away when they were younger. When Elsa was young, she discovered that she had magical ice powers, but was afraid that she didn't know how to control them. Because of that, she hid from the entire world, including her sister, until one day she lost control and the whole world found out about her abilities. The movie focused on Anna's search to find her sister and bring her back home after her secret was exposed. One of the best things about Anna was her good nature. She was always willing to help people, and she had a kind face. Artist Cade Art was able to keep that friendly face intact when she reimagined Anna as a schoolgirl. We love this drawing because it still keeps the same color scheme as Anna's original clothes in the film. The photo also maintains that shy innocence that helped and hurt Anna all throughout the movie. One of the most important things about reimagining a character is making sure you stay true to the original, and this artist sure did that. Aurora. It's not often that the main character of the film sleeps through the whole darn thing. Even in Snow White's case, she was awake during most of the important parts in the movie. But that is not what happened with Aurora. She is actually probably the Disney princess that we know the least about. In order to escape a curse, Aurora was taken out into the woods to be raised by 3 fairies until she outgrew the curse. Unfortunately, you can't just hide from evil, and Aurora did eventually fall victim to a deep sleep, only to be awakened by true love's first kiss. One thing that Aurora was known for in the film was her beauty, hence the name Sleeping Beauty. We wondered if that beauty would be able to translate in the real world. In this photo, it definitely does. This artist decided to put a sort of Mean Girls twist on Aurora's character. In the photo, she's wearing a school uniform that looks much like the outfits that she wore in the woods when she was trying to hide from the evil witch who wanted to destroy her. We love how the outfit comes complete with knee socks, and even though she's supposed to be going to high school, she's still wearing a cute pair of heels. Props to you, Aurora. Belle. Who didn't love Belle in Beauty and the Beast? She wasn't only beautiful, but she was also super smart. She also didn't let the opinions of the townspeople cause her to change. She always stayed true to herself, even though everyone thought she was weird. That kind of attitude would definitely come in handy if Belle were to go to high school in the real world, which may be why DeviantArt artist LADYBUG17 decided to take Belle and put her in the everyday setting of a school library. In the photo, Belle still looks the same, but there are some very subtle differences that let us know that she's actually in the real world. She's wearing an oversized sweater and a skirt, while the Belle in the films never strayed away from her flowing blue and white gown. She also may have a bit of a rebellious streak in real life because if you look hard enough, you can see a tattoo just peeking out of her sweater on her right shoulder. This version of Belle is also wearing lipstick and a bit of eyeliner. To be honest, it all looks amazing on her. Even though she may be a bit different in this artist's vision, her love for reading is still the same. The artist placed the princess in a library to prove it. Ariel. Ariel was one of the most curious Disney princesses around. Her curiosity, in fact, is what got her in the whole sticky situation of losing her voice. She was always traveling to new areas of the sea and trying to discover new things. She could never sit still, which could be why DeviantArt artist Fantastis drew Ariel playing a sport. It would only make sense that someone so active would be sporty in the real world too. And sports are probably easier once you don't have to play with a giant mermaid tail. According to her shirt, this version of the princess plays for the Disney All-Stars, which is quite clever if you ask discuss. It's always amazing when artists can take the time to reimagine photos. We love to see characters look different. In the description of the photo, the author admitted that they had a little trouble trying to draw her because they used 2 layers before they realized they didn't know how to create more layers. So they ended up having to switch over to Photoshop to draw this photo. In the end, the artist says they were happy with the way that Ariel's hair turned out, but felt that her hands look a bit weird. What do you think? Would you have rathered the hands be drawn a little bit differently? Jasmine. We always thought Jasmine was gorgeous, but not only was she beautiful, she was also a boss. She had a pet tiger, for goodness sakes. What could be cooler than that? On top of having a pet tiger, her quick wit and cool personality made her one of the princesses that we would want to be friends with. We bet other people would feel the same way if Jasmine were an actual student in high school, especially the way that Nina Deluxe imagined her in this picture. This version of Jasmine would definitely be in with the cool crowd at school. We also love the little extra details that the artist included that provided insight into Jasmine's life. For instance, if you look at her purse, you can see a tiger-colored keychain hanging out of the side. A real-life teenager probably wouldn't be allowed to keep a tiger as a pet, so the artist allowed her to have a tiger keychain instead. Jasmine's long, flowing black hair is also pictured in this image, but with a modern twist. Instead of wearing it in a long braid to her back, this version of the princess has her ponytail pulled high on top of her head, giving it a more stylish look. We wonder how Aladdin feels about this Jasmine. He probably likes her just as much as we do. Cinderella. For many people, Cinderella was their introduction into the world of Disney princesses. The original film was released in 1950, and the most recent remake came out in 2015, which just proves that the story can definitely withstand the test of time. But how would Cinderella be if she existed in today's world? Deviant art artist Mauricio Abril decided to draw Cinderella as a teenager surrounded by the rest of her Disney friends. In the picture, they are all standing around doing different things, but what is especially hilarious is that Cinderella is trying to put on her shoe, which is an ode to her character in the original film, who also has trouble keeping her shoes on. We love the sporty look that he gave all of the girls, including Cinderella. It's also great to see them sticking together and remaining friends even outside of the Disney movie realm. He even nails Cinderella's iconic hairstyle from the ball, while managing to give it a more modern look. Instead of drawing her hair fancy enough to attend a ball, this artist put her in a sporty outfit, made her hair look more like it was in a bun, and changed the ribbon that is usually in her hair to a headband, making it all fit perfectly together. We would love to see more of this crew hanging out together. Ariel. Ariel seems to be a popular princess that a lot of artists like to use her character and place her in other circumstances. This time, popular site College Humor took a spin at drawing the underwater princess. The photo comes from a series of comics that they did showcasing Disney princesses in everyday situations. In this photo, we see Ariel crushing on Prince Eric from afar. The caption says that she is in love with someone from another world. If you take a closer look, you can see that Ariel is sitting in a marine biology class, while Eric is sitting in a European history class across the hall, which is a little nod to their roles in the actual film. This version of Ariel is extremely relatable, as everyone has had a crush on someone in school before. It's what makes the school day interesting. When your crush is at school, you pay a little more attention and make sure that you look extra special. Even in this picture, the artist was able to capture that curious look in Ariel's eyes that she has whenever she looks at humans. But this time, the artist uses her gaze to portray romantic interest in Eric. Genius, really. We would love to see how this story would play out. Maybe someone should turn this storyline into a film, because we would definitely watch it. Esmeralda. Esmeralda is unlike any of the other Disney princesses. She was actually born quite poor, but she was smart and cunning enough to figure out how to survive on her own. In the film The Hunchback of Notre Dame, she befriended Quasimodo and helped him to gain confidence in himself and escape his evil guardian. Artist Mauricio Abril decided to add his own spin to Esmeralda and draw her as a teenager. In this photo, she's hanging out with a teenage Meg from Hercules. Just like in the movie, this version of Esmeralda can't seem to stop dancing either. The caption of the photo reads, "Don't you hate it when your friend is always dancing, even in lines?" If our friend was Esmeralda, then we probably wouldn't hate it at all. She looks as beautiful as ever in this picture, with her long hair flowing in the wind. Meg, however, looks like she is over the whole situation and would just like to go home. The artist was able to make Esmeralda fit the part of a teenage girl exactly, with her Converse and plaid shirt tied around her waist. Does it get any more teen angsty than that? We would love to see these two hang out. Their quick wit and cunning attitudes would probably make for a very interesting movie. What do you think? Rapunzel. Rapunzel is also one of the newest Disney princesses. Well, her story is old, but her character in the film Tangled is a new spin on the age-old tale. In the movie, despite obviously bad circumstances, Rapunzel still remains fun and upbeat. That's why we would love to see what she would be like as a teenager. If she can withstand everything she went through in the film, then puberty should be a piece of cake. This artist decided to give Rapunzel a more nerdy look. They also darkened her hair and gave her more of a girl-next-door vibe than a princess in hiding. If that wasn't enough to make her look like your average schoolgirl, she's now wearing wearing an Abercrombie shirt, which just takes it up a little notch. She looks like a girl that you could find studying in the study lounge on a Friday night. We love this complete transformation. The artist did manage to leave her eyes just as big as they were in the film, which is one of Rapunzel's signatures, but he changed them from their original green to a warm brown. She looks good either way, so it is fun to see her in such a different setting. We wonder what her Friday nights look like. She seems like the kind of girl who you could spend the weekend indoors having a movie marathon with. Well, that's it for 10 Disney princesses reimagined as schoolgirls. Would you imagine them differently? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and hey, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.